Stimulus checks worth up to $500 have actually been confirmed by the president. Billions of dollars are actually being allocated toward a new round of stimulus payments. According to state officials, employees who served on the front lines during this crisis are being rewarded with stimulus checks in the state of Georgia. The city of Augusta plans to compensate anyone who worked in jobs with a high risk during the times. The amount of money you'll be eligible for is determined by the number of hours you worked and the employment type of work that you worked in. Full-time city employees, for example, will receive a $500 incentive, while part-time employees will receive only $250. If you worked in public safety, dispatch, custodial, or garbage collection during these times, you may be eligible for an extra $500 stimulus check. Part-time employees in the above sectors will receive $500, while full-time employees will receive $1,000. The state's economy rebounded strongly last year from a brief recession in 2020, thanks to a surge from stimulus funds. The state finished the fiscal year of 2021 with a $3.7 billion surplus, with some of the money going to the government's saving account. A Republican has glossed over the reality that the surplus has created mostly on federal help, went for everything from extended unemployment benefits and child tax credits. Governor Kemp proposed $415 million in grants for a crisis stimulus check to companies early this week. There could also be benefits for other employees in the city, as even non-essential workers may be given an extra day of administrative leave instead. A top Biden administration official indicated that the ongoing student loan payment pause is going to end, and payments will resume, but he did not confirm a specific timeline, leaving borrowers guessing about when and whether to plan for repayment. For over 26 months, payments on most federal student loans have been paused, and interest has been set to zero. Collection efforts against defaulted federal student loan borrowers have also been suspended. That relief was originally provided through the CARES Act, but Biden officials have hinted that yet another extension of the payment and the pause may be coming soon. In response to a reporter's question about whether the president would extend the relief payment again, the officials told reporters that it would continue to access key economic indicators, including cost and inflation. Last week, the Education Secretary declined to confirm that student loan payments will actually restart this September. He said that Education Department officials are discussing with the White House about when to restart the payment.
Our ports have only been open during the week, Monday through Friday.
Now this is just in. The unemployment claims are unexpectedly rising. So as the crisis continues to worsen across the country, lawmakers are now in Congress and looking into passing the fourth stimulus checks as soon as this month of January. So even state governors are urging the Biden administration to send out more stimulus money for Americans that are financially struggling right now. And this is a win-win for pretty much everybody. Now folks, on this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So it really means a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel. Now according to the Labor Department, initial unemployment claims unexpectedly jumped to a total of 230,000 last week. It still remained low compared to the crisis-era averages. And the Labor Department just released its latest weekly jobless claims report. Despite the rise in filings for the first-time unemployment claims, jobless claims have held near or below the pre-crisis levels for more than a month. But many economists and lawmakers are worried about the slow economic recovery of the crisis. With the crisis making its way across the country and across many states and many cities, Americans are becoming more and more worried about their finances. According to several sources, further economic support must be passed by Congress as soon as possible, as soon as this month. All for the people of America and all for American businesses. Do you guys agree with that message? Do you believe that President Biden has to do all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? The recent surge of the crisis is actually forcing thousands of people off work and putting them under big pressure. But the good news is that there is more stimulus money available to be claimed for by many people. People just have to be ready to receive the stimulus payments, folks, so comment down below if you're ready to receive more stimulus checks from the government. So the latest batch of stimulus payments from California is all heading out in the mail. Families who earn less than $75,000 and met other requirements will receive.
We're saying that. And our distinguished whip, Mr. Clyburn, talked about the three legs of the stool, the rescue package, the BIF, and now this bill being the infrastructure of our future. And of course, our distinguished chair of the Ways and Means Committee who held down the fort for such a long time.
Now, maximum monthly payments will be capped at $1,250. The payments will also be reduced as parents earn an amount of money over different thresholds. The old child tax credit plan was available to everyone, and having requirements would not be popular among progressive Democrats. But if Republicans supported the bill, then the lack of a progressive vote would not be important. There is a huge update on the $1,400 Ford stimulus check package. Lawmakers are making big progress this week. Democrats in Congress are set to complete negotiations and get President Biden's Build Back Better bill passed by the deadline. New budget plans have also been released.
Through our comprehensive and resilience partnership, which we announced last year, we're in a situation now that we've invested our cooperation to spur innovation while delivering concrete progress for our people. Promoting a secure 5G network, improving internet connectivity.
And now Democrats have set Memorial Day deadlines for reaching a deal with Joe Manchin on a slimmed-down budget reconciliation bill to provide more financial relief to Americans, raise taxes, fight climate change, and lower the cost of prescriptions. Senate Democratic sources say there are still negotiations over the budget reconciliation package. Some optimistic Democratic aides note that Chuck Schumer, Manchin are still working together to finally reach a deal. But there are some Democrats that are once again pushing back the target date for getting a deal done with Manchin. They now point to the start of August recess as the new deadline, arguing that gives them most of August to draft legislation and the month of September to pass on the floor. But passing major legislation in September of an election year is extremely difficult, and high inflation has been the main reason for Senator Manchin's opposition to the package. The nation's concerns about inflation have only grown in recent weeks. Pushing the deadline back shows that Democrats are refusing to publicly throw in the towel on the package. There are a few reasons for this, including the fact that the rules for preventing the GOP from filibustering the package expire at the end of the fiscal year, September 30th. Democrats think Memorial Day is a key date and holding out hope for an agreement by the end of the week. One Democrat told The Hill, that's the ideal and that's what we like. A deal is what we want to have. When asked about the chance of passing any kind of reconciliation package, Senator Duckworth said it's a 50-50 split right now, predicting that some constituents are going to ramp up pressure on senators to get something done. A group of 26 vulnerable House Democrats, led by Representative Lauren Underwood, warned Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi in a letter that if Congress doesn't pass a new round of health insurance subsidies through the budget reconciliation package, constituents will see their premiums go up right before the midterm election. The group stated, "We cannot afford to backslide on this process. Our constituents cannot afford to go back to paying upward of 20% or more of their household income on healthcare premiums." The New York governor has also announced multiple tax relief investments in the fiscal year 2023 budget. The enacted budget includes tax relief for the middle class, small businesses, and homeowners to provide more cash for working families across New York. Key budget victories include relief from state tax on motor fuel as New Yorkers face rising energy prices and accelerating the implementation of the middle class